7 days have been pretty much an emotional roller coaster ride, including the last 3 or 4 hours. But can you explain just the feelings of winning that game, the way you did stepping up in the pocket, making the big game-winning touchdown throw in the last seconds, coming off the birth of your first daughter? If you can just kind of explain everything that's been going on in your life these last 7 days.
Yeah, talk about an emotional roller coaster. How angry I was, how mad I was after the Falcons game, how upset I was, and then the next day how happy I was to look at my little girl in the face for the first time. The love that I felt in that moment, the joy that I felt in that moment is unlike anything with all my children, and especially with my first little girl. And then this game was kind of the same way. We were doing some good things, and then all of a sudden I felt really bad. At the end I missed 2-3 throws that just drive me insane. It's still, I'm not gonna lie to you, it still bugs me and still makes me mad right now, even. But with that said, to be able to have time back on the clock, I was just praying for one more chance, And we hit Darren on a big play on a little corner stop thing, and put ourselves in position. With 7 seconds left, I couldn't believe they all out blitzed us. But as soon as I saw it, man, I was thankful. And that's why we prepare the way we do. That's why Coach teaches the way he does, and I give Coach Gruden all the credit in the world, because he has prepared me and equipped me to handle those situations whenever we get those kind of looks, to be able to handle it accordingly. And so to win a game like that in the fourth quarter, a lot of emotions, big time roller coaster to say the least.
Hey Derek, it seems like all season long we've talked about Darren Waller, but another fantastic game, 13 catches, 200 yards, those 2 touchdowns. It seemed like he was just creating mismatches all over the field and able to get the ball.
Yeah, we know how special he is, Chris. He's even more special, of a person, and I think that's why I just love playing with him so much. I love throwing in the ball. I love, competing with him, taking the field with him every time, because I look in his eyes and I know he's ready. Him and I have similar mindsets, and I like that. And so he's a fun guy to compete with. Obviously, he had a huge day. 200 yards as a tight end on 13 catches. That's just ridiculous. That's video game type stuff. He's a special talent, and I'm thankful that I get to be his quarterback. It'll be something I get to tell my kids about.
Derek, John gave you credit after the game for setting him up with perfect protection on that last play. Can you walk us through kind of pre-snap what you saw and kind of the process of getting the right protection?
Yeah, the play before, they played a little cloud, like a little kick coverage, and thought, on the deep ball that I tried to hit Nelly on, I tried to throw it over May's head. I just threw it a little too far. And, I remember coming, when Coach called the play in the huddle, and I'm telling everybody what to do, I definitely thought they were going to do the same thing, play soft coverage and make us try and throw like a little out route or something to get in position to throw one into the end zone. And sure enough, I saw the safety start cheating over. I saw the nickel start creeping in, the Will linebacker creeping in, the Mike start walking up, and I was like, "Oh, buddy, you gotta take a breath, because you gotta make the right call. You gotta make sure everyone's on it, and then you just gotta execute. It's RCE. Coach talks about it all the time: recognition, communication, execution. And he can give me all the credit that he wants. Yes, am I on the field and did I say the right things? Yes, but he's the one that taught me. He's the one that equipped me. And so it's nice to have a coach that allows you to do those things in those moments, and it leads to memories like that.
Hey, Derek, Henry had a ball go off his hands, a ball I'm sure you were going to say he probably could have thrown better, but he being an NFL receiver probably thinks he should have caught. Then he had a fumble later that was really costly, or seemed to be. But you had no hesitation to go back to him with the game on the line. But why have that kind of confidence?
It's just what he's proven to me over time. He comes from, a great, I want to say organization, a great program in Alabama, where, those guys are tough. If you play there, you're a tough guy. You're tough-minded. You can get through, Coach Saban's program and be successful and start. You're a tough-minded person. And he's just proven it over and over again, just, how tough he is mentally, physically. Rookie year, it's his rookie year. It won't be the last mistake he makes. It happens to all rookies. This game tests every rookie to see if this is really what you want to do for a living. It does that. And one thing I love about him is he's someone that if he gets punched in the mouth, he stands back up and he goes again. He gets punched in the mouth, he's going to stand back up and he's going to give you everything he's got again. And he gave us all 4-2 of it, on that last play, because I threw it as high as I could and just prayed that he'd run under it. And I thank Mr. Mayock for drafting that man, because, I don't know how many guys would have went and got that football.
Derek, as the game went on, you saw how the Jets were covering Derek and man coverage. What was going through your mind? Did you guys have offensive style up? And was that kind of the process for hitting them, getting this guy the ball more often?
Yeah, and you know how it is in a game. You feel a guy heating up. He's winning on all his routes. He's making contested catches. He's breaking tackles. Obviously, we threw a little hitch and he took it to the house. The man's feeling it that day. And it's nice to throw those 5-yard passes that go for touchdowns. For those that aren't fans of the West Coast offense, but those are fun ones. And when someone's heating up like that, Coach just keeps calling his number. He's like, "Do you like this? Do you like that?" I'm like, "Yeah." If Waller's number one in the progression, I love it. And he just kept dialing them up. And whenever you have, good players with good looks, you get great results. And Coach Gruden, again, he doesn't get enough credit. He does not get enough credit. He takes a lot of the blame that he doesn't need to take. He takes a lot of it off of us players, but he doesn't get enough credit when we win. That man is he's a genius when it comes to offensive football. The guy knows looks and timing and this and that. And he knows how to get people the football, and he knows if he wants to do certain things and they're playing this coverage, well, he can do it this way, or he can do it this way, or he can just use somebody else. And today it just kept working that Waller was number one and some progressions, and he kept winning, And so I tip my hat to Coach for continuing to call his number. Tip my hat to Darren for continuing to win. It's not easy to do in this league, obviously, not only games but one-on-ones. It's not easy.
Eric, it's Hondo Carpenter. 2 quick questions. The first is lighthearted. Does Brooklyn make her first game more, or does it go to Heather this week?
Yeah, nice. I think they're going to have to split it, because Heather did most of the work, but Brooklyn's pretty special too.
Second of all, as a leader and a captain on this team and a veteran, young players have to learn how to win. How proud are you of those young players sticking in their fighting, and how much can this lead to the maturation of the Raiders becoming a championship program as they learn how to win?
Yeah, Coach talks about all the time, our young guys, they have to learn on the fly. They're going to have to, play above being rookies and things like that. Obviously, they did that today for us. And, Hondo, you're right. For us to be a championship-type organization, be in the playoffs every year, and a team that's picked to be there every year, we have to learn to win these close games. And Lord knows I've had to learn that, the hard way. In my time with the Raiders, we've won so many games in the fourth quarter, or last drive, or last second, and then you look in the huddle, and all of a sudden, there's a couple new guys, and there's a couple young guys, and they need to learn that if there's time on the clock, we can win this game. I look at Rodney, and he looks at me. We know we can win the game. We've done it 20-something times together. We know we can win it. But when I look at some of these young guys, they're like, oh, well, we haven't done this yet. And they learned that today, that as long as there's time on the clock and we got the ball in our hands, we have a chance to win. And so it's really, really good for our organization.
2 more, Levi.
With the way this game played out, you mentioned there were a couple of passes that are really bugging you right now. Is this one of those wins that you're not able to celebrate like most wins, because maybe the nagging negative stuff kind of sticks with you more?
Yeah, Levi, I try and be a super positive person, but like anything, if you miswrote something or missaid something, you'll feel bad about it, no matter how good it turned out. And same thing with me. No matter how good it is, you always feel bad, like, dang, I could have had that. But that's every game, and I'm going to continue to stay the same way. I'm going to continue to keep my mindset the same way, because the job's not finished, Then it's really as simple as that.
Eric, you guys get to 7-5. You matched your win total last year with 4 games left to play. You put yourself in a position, a lot of ways to control your own destiny, considering who you're playing, 3 games at home. Do you feel like you guys are ready and prepared after everything you've gone through this year to take care of business from this point forward?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think we're ready. You know, time will tell. You know, if we can execute and do it at a high level. We got some really good football teams that are playing for something just like we are, that are about to come to our place and try and take it from us. And so, if we want to go where we want to go and we want to do the things that we want to do, we got to win football games. And everyone knows what's at stake. Everyone knows the opportunities that we have, and that's why I'm super pumped about this. Trust me, I lost my voice, you know, yelling down there at how excited I was. But at the same time, my preparation for the next game has already begun. You know, I'm already getting ready for the next one because, like I said, the job's not finished. We have a lot of work to do to make sure that we get back to the playoffs. I want to play in the playoffs. You know, last time I broke my ankle, I didn't get to play. You know, I want a chance. You know, I want that opportunity. So I know our other guys do too. Some of our veterans and some of our young guys, some of the guys we signed in free agency, they came here to go to the playoffs. They didn't come here just to mess around. You know, so we got a lot of work to do. We got to get healthy. We got to get guys back on the practice